So let's look now at some of the qualities of effective coaches, as well as ineffective coaches. So in your handout, there's 2 columns. Write down some qualities of effective coaches and also some qualities of ineffective coaches. You may also want to compare your results with others sitting next to you. And then we'll see what you've come up with. I'll check back in 2 minutes. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the qualities we have for both ineffective and effective coaches. Please don't say they're the opposite of each other. So let's divide the room down in half. About here. So on this side is going to be ineffective coaches, and this side are effective. So what is one quality of an ineffective coach? We'll start with Olga. Arrogant. Ooh, okay. Let's turn it around. What's one for effective coach?
A good listener.
A good listener. Absolutely. Very important. How about here, Heather? Ineffective.
Someone who's scolding you instead of encouraging you.
Scolding doesn't work so well. Okay, Richard? Effective? Supportive. Yes. Ineffective.
Only wants to hear what they want to hear.
Only hear what they want to hear. It's all about them, right? Okay. And how about effective?
Someone who asks the deep questions to really make you search into yourself.
Yes. Probe a little deeper, find yourself, see exactly what's going on, for sure. Can we do another round? Do we have more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's continue on. What's another one?
I don't have any other bad qualities. I was a lot of good qualities.
Okay. Do you have any other ineffective qualities?
I think picking favorites.
Picking favorites?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of being genuine to everybody and connecting with everybody in your team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's being very unfair to all the staff.
Right.
Okay, let's turn this around. What's another effective one?
I thought it was sort of important that they have a role model.
Yes.
For you.
Absolutely. Okay. Is there anything else we haven't mentioned that you may have talked about? Yes.
For ineffective adds their own vision to the process versus what their client wants or needs.
Yes. So it's not about them, it's about the client or about the person that you're coaching.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
I didn't write it down, but a coach who thinks they're a coach but doesn't really give you any support or
Yes.
mentorship
Yeah.
for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of it, they kind of jump on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why weren't you performing the way we expected you to?
Yeah,
Because you didn't tell us. Yeah, so we go into he said, she said,
Yeah.
not a good place to be.
Yeah.
Okay, when we have a new employee that comes on board, sometimes it might be like this coloring book. They have a general idea of what they need to know. But as a coach, what we need to do is to help them fill in the color, fill in the blanks, provide them with goals and objectives, and help them with putting more color in their life. So this was a study that was done out of Management Basics book by Michelle Gervais. And this study was done several times over. It started off in the 1940s and repeated again in 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 2000s. But what was really interesting about this study was that you had the results every time, no matter when they did it, how the population changed, what was happening in the world, the results were always the same. And they asked the question to 2 groups, managers and employees. What do you want from your jobs? So if you look at this column here for managers, this is what managers thought employees want from their job. And this is what the employees say. What do you notice? They are very different, aren't they? What's the number one thing managers think the employees want from their job? Number 1 is good wages. So is it about the money? Well, I'm not saying it's not about the money, because everyone needs food, clothing, and shelter to make the basic needs of life. But think of a time you volunteered. I volunteer every so often for running groups. And I'll get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'll look outside, and it's dark and cold, sometimes it's rainy. But you know what? I'm really looking forward to it. I don't get paid for a cent to volunteer my time. And when I go to that finish line and watch the runners go by and I'm cheering them on, it's all worth my time and effort. But we're volunteering. We don't get paid. So it's not necessarily about the money that comes into play. Now, if you look at what employees want, what is the number 1 thing employees want? Full appreciation for the work done. Employees want to be told how they're doing on their job. They want to be told, you're doing a really good job, you're on track. Thank you so much, Sherry, for getting that report done on time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the work you've done on social media, Linda. It really keeps our organization up to date, and we tell our clients what we're working on. Employees just generally want to know how they're doing, and they want to get some feedback. I was talking to one employee the other day, and he says, I was walking out the door, and my boss said to me, I appreciate all the work you've done today. And he said, wow, I don't think everyone's told me that before. And he's been working for over 40 years. And some people say, well, I don't have a recognition and rewards budget. I can't possibly make it happen. But you don't need money to do it. All it takes is 2 words, thank you, and that's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to this meeting today. We appreciate your commitment towards the organization. What's the second thing employees want? Feeling in on things. Employees want to know what's going on in their organizations. And the thing is, if they don't know what's going on, they're going to make it up. That rumor mill is very rapid out there. So if we know about some changes that are coming out, tell them about it. Tell them as much as we possibly can. I mean, there's limitations too, but tell them what you can share at that time. Are there some new hiring coming on board? Is there some policy change that is coming about? Do they need to know about the office retreat that's going to be happening next month? So make them feel that they're in the know. And if you do that, you'll get more production from them. Employees will feel more comfortable in their positions because they feel included as to what's happening in the organization. And number 3 is help on personal problems. I was working with this lady who had a 3-year-old child. And this poor child was diagnosed with a brain tumor. Devastating news to the employee, equally devastating news to the rest of the organization, because we were a close-knit group. And that employee needed time off to take her little girl to hospitals for tests, for treatment. And I have a happy ending. The child is doing just fine right now. But the thing is, during this difficult period of time, she wasn't at work. She couldn't be there. She couldn't fulfill both responsibilities, work and home. So the rest of the team jumped in there to help her out. We did her work. We taught her classes. We answered her clients' phone calls. And when all of this health issue passed, she came back to work. And I can tell you, she is one of the best employees we have on staff. She's there every day, she's loyal, she's determined, she's committed, and she has been offered jobs all across Canada, but has chosen to work in this organization. Because when we support employees during those difficult times, they will pay us back time and time again. So these are the 3 things that employees want from their jobs. First of all, they want to be appreciated, so tell them thank you. Tell them what's going on in the organization, and when times get tough, provide them with support. And if you do that, your employees will be happy campers and very productive. They will want to be there. When I worked for Andre, we spent quite a bit of time together talking about the job. And this is when we're managing the 45 accountants. And he would often begin the conversation by saying, this is an open discussion. I want you to share with me what exactly is going on right now. What are some of the issues? What are some of the concerns that are happening? So I told him, we had this issue, we have this challenge, and these are the types of things that we have done to try to rectify it. And then we would bounce ideas back and forth. By the end of the conversation, I would have an action plan. I knew exactly what it was that I was supposed to accomplish. Our conversations were very informal. And after the end of the conversation, I had my marching orders, I had my action plan, and I knew exactly what I needed to do. So I'd go out and I'd feel the level of synergy there, because I really enjoyed this type of working environment. So I'd go out there and work with my accountants, and a week later the phone call would come in, and once again Andre would have a conversation about how is the job going. The coaching there was insurmountable in terms of helping our organization move forward. I always felt very comfortable. So if I were to ask you to draw a picture of what a coaching conversation looks like, what would you have in that picture? Just take a pen and paper and draw. What would be in that coaching conversation?